Time to stretch. Please stop. Stand up and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
So I think it's just, oh wait, we're gonna do a stretch, but let's just say continue. Continue unbiased discussion. I feel like the most important is basically, criteria for payment, I think would be really helpful. And then also, review all expectation that we can, right? So a quick stretch, and then we're going to go into topic 2. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
So anyone want to do the tab for topic 2? Or?
I will do. Topic 2. Okay, the tab is there. Topic 2. This expectation.
So I would start with criteria for payment. Does that sound like a good plan?
What's that? Criteria for payment.
I mean, the goal is to get everybody paid, right? So the idea here is to start with the criteria for the actual payment. I think that seems like a good place to start, and then we can go through all the rest of the criteria.
Time to pause.
Does that sound good or not?
Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3,
It's fine by me.
5. Open your eyes.
Criteria for payment.
And also, I don't know if you can do recording, Joyce. But...
I did recording.
Oh, nice. Good. Criteria for payment would be, going over the criteria for payment. Exactly. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously we need to know the amount, right? And with some type of verification, right? Some type of link or verification or calculation. So we can talk some more about the verification later. But as far as the criteria for the payment, it's really the, I can give kind of an example. Oh, yeah, look at that. Options. So here in the options for ranking, you can see how we added up all of the pay, right? So rankings would include total pay plus our past pay plus new pay is equal to total pay divided by hours is equal to ranking, right? So we would want some sort of gauge to understand how much we're paying people. Like if someone wants $5,000, that's great. But if that means they're getting paid, $50 per hour, then it's not great. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it's important in the criteria that we know how much people are actually getting paid, not just how much new pay. Because we're getting someone $100 of new pay, that's wonderful. But if they've already received $20,000, do they really need another $100? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. So that's important. What else? Obviously we need agreement, which we're working on, which we should be able to do. And then we have the client work output.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
So I think that's everything. Can anyone think of any other criteria for the payment? I mean, it's basically the same as any payroll, right? Every payroll we do ranking, every payroll we do agreement, every payroll we know how much client work was done for base pay, for bonus. I mean, I think all of this is correct. I don't think there's anything more than this. I think it's pretty straightforward. Does that make sense? So the only thing really missing in some of our things is the actual amount and the verification of the calculations, but that's sort of a separate issue which we can address when we just continue to improve our calculations. And in some ways we're just estimating, which is sometimes it's just not possible to do a perfect verification, but we certainly want to get close. So anyways, is there any other criteria for payment anyone can think of? Because these are the only things I can think of.
But may have no an option.
No.
Cool. All right. So, look, Ate is here. Is Ate here?
Hello. Yeah, Ate is here.
So far, we just went over the criteria for the payment, which is the amount, the ranking, the agreement, and the client work output. All right, so let's go into the rest of the UMCUS. So there's really just two categories. There is this idea of UMCUS verification before agreement, and then there's UMCUS, expectations for UMCUS applications that need verification before agreement, UMCUS applications that need clarity on who is doing what by when, right? For the future.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So does anyone want to repeat the idea that with the UMCUS we are proposing, since it's the final payment, that the agreement would need to happen before, the work would need to happen before agreement, right?
What work, Jay? you mean work?
Whatever is required for the client expectations that needs to happen before the agreement, right? So in the past, we've always done client expectations, and I don't think a single client expectation has been achieved for months and months and months and months and months and months after months and months and months of loans. So does anyone have a list of all of the client expectations that we've already done? We can go over, categorize them, and organize them.
When was August, Scotia. August.
Break.
Was this oh wait. Was this the main session where you discussed the latest one? Line 17, the main session, when you discuss ate.
Yeah, here I found it. Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Mamun ate. This the one, no?
So this is the main thing in relationship to the client expectations, is because no single client expectation has been completed month after month after month, the client would not agree to move forward with the UMCUS loan, right? With UMCUS loan until the client expectations are met first, right? And these should all be quick client expectations that can happen easily and quickly. So moving forward with the solution new beginning proposal of the team, so we are there's not really any guarantee that the loan will be paid back. Does that make sense? There's no plan or valid reason any client work would happen after the client agreement and the loan is given. Therefore, all client expectations are required to be met, to be done before agreement. Right? If they can be done quickly. Does that make sense? Does that make sense or no?
Yeah.
So let's go over the list of expectations that would fit in this category. So this would be the list of expectations that need verification before agreement. Does that make sense? And the first one obviously would be that we meet criteria for payment. The next one is we need an updated income budget. Updated income budget. Or potential income budget. Potential income budget. We need a new policy on this being the last loan. So would then be against policy to do future loans. I guess there'd be like budget concessions or, you know, plans for moving forward with team members who want to continue. As long as we're in legal, as long as we are in legal action, we need to budget for that. We need to request that all legal questions get answered. We also need to verify that all worker request for benefits is verified, completed. I think that's everything I have. These are all the things that could easily get done before agreement on UMCAS. So meet criteria for payment. Obviously, this is sort of not applicable. So let's see, like, how much time for each of these is sort of not applicable. There was one other thing I remember that we needed. I remember. There's two other things. One is, you know, value to pay value into token. And then there was also one other thing that I can't remember.
End of break. Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
So updating the eventual, this would probably take 10 to 15 minutes or less. New policy. Oh yeah, I remember. This is going to be worker involvement methodology and criteria. New policy on this being the last loan. So this would be like, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes. I mean, that shouldn't take very long either. Maybe half an hour. Say 15 minutes to 30 minutes because it needs to be written. I think we missed a break also. Worker concessions and plans for team members. This shouldn't take any their time at all. Like 5 to 15 minutes, you know, each worker for themselves can decide. And this sort of relates to worker involvement. So then we've got worker involvement criteria. This might take a little bit longer. Let's say 15 minutes to 45 minutes. As long as we have legal actions budget, I mean, this is done, so it shouldn't take any time at all. Request all workers and parties involved for legal questions to answer. This shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. Verify that all worker requests or benefits also shouldn't take very long. Maybe 15 minutes. And adding value to token, I mean, this is basically like not really applicable because it's just like a payment agreement, right? Final payment agreement. So overall, this represents maybe 1-2 hours of work, right? It's very minimal work. Does that make sense? So the point is that if these don't happen before the UMCUS agreement, they will never happen. And I could separate this into two things to make it clear. So worker involved methodology and new criteria for worker involvement. New proposal for worker involvement.
Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4. Open your eyes.
So then we would have all the UMCUS expectations that happen afterwards. So we could start with previous expectations that have still not been met. Who is doing what by when?
I don't understand about new proposal for worker involvement. What does it do? What is it all about?
So one of the biggest issues that we're having with all of everything going on is just not having clarity on what it means to be a worker and owner and everything. So I worked out like an updated model and proposal for how we can. This one's I think that's like how we can actually get clarity and make sure there's clarity and agreement on everybody's involvement.
Is this what they are going to do it now? Expectation that need to be verified before agreement. Are we going to work on this right now? Or we just list them down?
Yeah, we can work on them all now. I mean, there's all things that need to happen to get the UMCUS agreement. And then but we could also list all the UMCUS expectations that we need clarity on who's doing what by when, like as far as happening in the future, right?
Okay.
But does anyone have any client expectation they can list or give? I mean, we do this month after month after month. We could also do a round of just general UMCUS discussion if you want.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. And relax.
All I'm getting is a lot of silence, so I don't know. You can just stop and do something else too if you want to focus on the payments or.
Okay, like Lucy said, are we gonna work on this right now? And if we're working on it right now, then maybe when it gets to where I have something to say, I'll say that. If not, I can just go ahead and say something I wanted to say before this. So,
Implementing education agreement.
Yes, they talking of client work. I think we got our client work on our on automated spreadsheet. So how can we go back again and estimate? I think it's already there. We can see who work, who do work.
What is the question? The client work?
The client work are already on our automated spreadsheet. What else do you want us to estimate?
Well, if anyone's planning on doing any work, this would be a good place to put it into the client expectation. So we're taking on a loan, right? So let's say we take on a $9,000 loan. Who is
Mhm.
going to pay it back with what work, right? Like what is the client paying for, right? What is that $9,000 going for? Doing a multi-thousand-dollar loan.
Yes, I can try to explain. I think because of the situation that we are in, with the dissolution of the team, I think that is why, as an organization, we like to find a way out of getting people paid so that we can move forward as an organization and see what next organization can rebuild.
Pause. Please stop. Close.
Because if we deny to pay
One,
these people
two,
their money,
4,
it's
5.
still going to
Open
be a
new
problem. So to avoid more problem, we just need to pay people, then we can move forward. And to avoid this not happening in future.
I think that is the most important thing, right? So like I feel like for me one of the problems is that we do pay people without enough clarity on the work output, and that makes it worse and worse and worse, and that's kind of what's going on. So we need a clear plan for how we will improve the team client work output moving forward, right? I think that's a perfect thing, Lucy. I really like what you just said. So this would be an expectation for the client, is understanding how we're going to improve based on all the problems that we had, solve the current problems. But obviously that's not going to happen in a few hours. It's going to take a lot longer to do that.
Plan for development and budget.
So what's next?
Organizations.
There are other expectations, like we could get all the previous expectations and understand who's doing what by when, if anything, right?
Are we done with the topic? Because people are silent.
I think the expectations that is already listed I think is maybe as we go on, more expectations comes up. Right, note them. What we've listed.
Cool. So, do we want to go into any of these, or do we want to just go back to view open topics, or do we want to try to get more
Jay,
details on all this, or what?
Jay, my opinion, how can we go on the plan to improve the client work if
Time to stretch.
we did not solve yet this problem? We don't know who's gonna continue, who's gonna stay. So you can only plan if you're not sure who's gonna stay or who's gonna continue. So you will know who will do this, who will do this work, who will do that by what by when, and what by who,
Yeah.
right?
So, I think that's one of the expectations that needs to be figured out before the agreement, which is like who is continuing with the team, right? Everyone else doesn't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
It's
because
already
if we
in
don't know
line
who's
36.
gonna continue, if we don't know who's gonna stay or continue, we cannot plan who will do who is doing what by when, right?
Well, that's the whole issue with giving a loan. Does that make sense? Like if you were someone who was going to give a loan to someone and your expectation is that the work would get done and the loan would be paid back, if everyone says, "Oh, we're going to take the loan and then we're not going to pay any of it back and we're not going to do any work," then that creates a major red flag for a potential client giving a loan if everyone says they're not going to do anything. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes,
we should
but
go
Okay.
through and understand who is and is not knowing what they're going to do come, April 8th or whatever, so that we have clarity on who may be interested in moving forward with what by when. So for example, I know at least Lucy and Alberto are interested in taxes, right? So obviously I'm going to continue working on taxes for years and years. Even if we were going to dissolve all the organizations, it would still be years of taxes that would need to be completed, right? So does that make sense? Like I feel like line 37 is very important. Who is continuing with the team and who doesn't know if they're going to continue or not until after everything's finalized. I think those are perfectly valid questions. Does that make sense, Joyce?
Yeah.
Jay, I'd like to say something in line that has to do with line 36 and line 37 that we are talking about. I
Mhm.
already wanted to mention it in this session, but now we are talking about it. I think I should just say it. I would love to continue with the team, but I have two main reasons, or maybe I would say two concerns. Number one is the payments made through Upwork is actually cutting the pay. Like the last payment you're gonna getting, in fact, it's above 10%. So getting the money through Upwork is really an issue for me. Um, then the second aspect is I would, if I'm continuing, I would want to end my contract in Upwork and then continue so that I get paid outside of work. And then again, I would like to start a fresh contract to get clarity and a fresh agreement on how I'm continuing so that I understand what is expected of me to avoid the mistakes we've made in this current work. I have learnt my lessons and I would like to start afresh so that I know this is what is expected of me and this is what I'm expected of the organization. So I would really like to end the contract on Upwork. Then I can continue with a fresh agreement and a fresh contract or clarity. So that's my request.
Cool. So my understanding of the fresh agreement is line 35, right? That this would basically be, a new,
Okay.
updated clarity on current agreements. In terms of Upwork, though, that's a little bit more complicated. Like, yes, it's outrageous that Upwork takes 10% of everybody's pay.
It's more
Completely
because
ridiculous.
they also take a VAT. After 10% charge, they also remove VAT. It's more than 10%.
Yeah, so VAT, taxes, all of that. So the bottom line is that those are what we do reimbursements for. So those are called bank fee reimbursements or platform fee reimbursements. Obviously, we just did the final reimbursement, so we can't reimburse the reimbursement of the pay that you already got through the reimbursement. But if the team continues, the team can consider doing reimbursements for previous workers and based on the final payments and all of that. So that's up to whatever moves forward in the new budget. But the bottom line is that that is exactly the reason why we do reimbursements, is because how outrageous it is that they take like 20%, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
But as far as the
yeah,
contract goes,
but
the Upwork contract lasts 2 years, so it's against the law to break the Upwork contract and hire outside of Upwork for 2 years.
Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. One, two,
you mean
one, two,
you
three.
mean
Inhale together. One, two, three. Exhale, relax.
there's a lot of Upwork contracts that is for 3 months, 4 months, even less than a month. So it mustn't get to 2 years to cut it to end the contract. I think even the adverts for this FPN, I think was for 4 months or something. So I don't get where the 2 years is coming from. So you can end Upwork contracts even in less than a month. It depends on your agreement with your client.
Okay.
Because
So,
if I have looked at continuing at Upwork, and I don't think is okay. It's okay. Both the payment and I would like to have a fresh start. Okay, I would just like to have a fresh start, an
yeah.
agreement as
So
well.
I can try to send this to you here. I know it's confusing and legal stuff can be a little bit confusing, but it's definitely the law. So let me see this at Gloria.
Jane.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I saw you want to send this to Upwork. You want to send this to Upwork. Now I want to close the contract and move the client outside and charge them with my strike. I want to know if the 2 year law is still valid or not. And also, is it allowed specifically to close? Okay, so Jay,
Uh-huh.
can you hear me? You want
Yes.
to send this to Upwork?
Send what to Upwork?
What you just posted on Discord.
Well, what do you mean send what to Upwork?
No, you. What I just read on Discord. Are you just informing the workers, or you want to send to Upwork?
What
That's
you're
what I'm
doing is
asking.
you're asking me to do something that is not legal. Do you understand? So you can propose it to the HR board and you can propose
Let's
it
get it
to,
this way.
yeah.
Let's get it this way, Jay. If you feel this is against the contract and all of that, so can we just end it? I don't want to build on what I started because it didn't really quite go well. I think there was a misunderstanding of clarity and agreement of a lot of things that is causing where we are. So I just want to close this contract. So if I'm continuing, we can open a fresh one still on Upwork. I
Sure.
I'm not telling you to go against you. So we can open a fresh one on Upwork.
Yes.
The only challenge
Yes.
is the payment, but if you
Absolutely.
reimburse me, fine. So can we
Yes.
close it until we have a fresh agreement and we're starting on a different contract? Then we can
Yes,
start.
yes, absolutely. That
Okay.
makes perfect sense, and that's perfectly fine to do that. And then, but we should probably do that
Okay.
after the final payment or before.
Yeah.
Probably after the final payment. Yes, let's do it after the final
I
payment.
don't. Yeah. I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Great. Okay, cool. Sounds good. But that makes perfect sense. Yes, we could easily create new contracts, and that's one of the issues
Yeah.
that we
So
want to
I
think
know.
about in terms of solving problems. Is one of the proposals is to require updating um, contracts
Yeah.
after every policy change. So yeah, we have a bunch of different possible ways of improving our systems, but yes, but overall, yeah, if you get into the new team, I think setting up a new contract on Upwork is perfectly fine. Yeah, no problem with that.
All right.
Yeah. All right, so I would say that we take a 6 minute break, and then we can continue from there. Does that sound good? Or do
You
people
want
want to
us
check
to
out?
take the
Done?
break?
Yeah, we're at break time, right?
Yeah, we can take a break.
Yeah. So we take a break. Sound good?
Yes.
Cool. I'm gonna need to sign off for a bit, but I'll jump back on at the top of the hour.
Okay.
So 6 minute break.
I'm back.
I'm back.
Yeah, I'm here too.
So can you move forward with the discussion or what? What is it on?
Um, yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff can just happen in like a buddy team or whatever. So we can move on or have a discussion, or what we need to do is actually get the proposal together. We need to copy and paste all of the previous expectations as well.
Is the issue is here how to get the money back, Jay, when we take the
Um,
leave?
that would only be related to who is doing what by when in terms of continuing the work. And then a couple also policy, the new policy being the last loan, so that would also relate to.
Yes, I know now. If those who are going to continue, for example, are we still going to do like? Are we going to have a different policies on how to get work done?
Yes, that would be number line 28 is going to be a new policy for how the work would be paid. So we can go through all of these things and get it all worked. We could do it now if we wanted to, or we could just do it during buddy team or whatever.
Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So are we done with this AMCAS, Jay? For now?
It's up to all you. I mean, I think we made some progress for sure and started getting things more organized, but we still have plenty to do because
Okay,
get
yesterday,
ready
yeah.
for buddy.
Yesterday you said to put a separate tab for the separate the reconciliation and the base 165 and 45 is and the bonus pay. So I already did that. Would you like to take a look? That would be
What did
another
you
topic.
What did you already do? What?
Yeah, you said yesterday to separate the reconciliation, put a column,
Oh
I put
yeah, yeah.
addition.
So let's do another topic on the final payment. Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
before we go to that, are we now done? Can we select the most important thing that need to be done on AMCAS? Because without having an agreement on AMCAS, even having that payroll is not going to happen. Let's just say highlight what need to, the important that need to get done.
Well, obviously
Yeah,
the
I think
criteria for the payment is the most important,
Mhm.
right?
okay.
But I mean,
So can we go over that? Can we do that so that we can then go to the payroll and then do
well,
the
that's what Joyce
payment?
just proposed is to go over
Yeah.
the payments. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going back to the payments. But all of these are very important. I mean, getting clarity on our income, getting clarity on our policies, getting clarity on worker
Jay,
involvement.
I think those ones will come in when we agree when we are done with the criteria and then we do the payment and then people indicates they are staying and on or the people that are staying or not, and then
I mean, the people who don't want to continue without the payment is perfectly fine, right? But I feel like the client does have a right to know if there's anybody who is continuing regardless of payment. Does that make sense? So if someone doesn't want to continue without payment, that's perfectly fine, and we should know that and make sure it's clear and documented.
Because Gloria yesterday, said to separate the reconciliation and the bonus from the base. So I did that. So let us.
Yeah, that's just the criteria for payment. So let's go. That will be a separate
Yes.
topic. Yeah.
Yes.
Criteria of paying. We can look at that later, Joyce. I know it's also important, but let's focus on
Jay agreed.
Yes. 1, 2, 3.
So I think
Exhale.
we're going on to
1,
topic
2,
3, right?
3. Pause. Inhale.
Yeah, Jay already agreed. We can see.
3. Exhale.
It's
Relax.
also important as criteria, Lucy, for the agreement.
or is still under AMCAS.
Yeah, it's also an important
Okay,
criteria.
under AMCAS we have then update potential income. Ah, that's it. They can do this.
Meet
New
criteria
policy for
for
paying
payment.
us.
Line 27, meet criteria for payment, normal criteria for payroll.
Then we can do as long as we are legal action needed to budget. Request all workers and parties involved for legal question to be answered. Okay.
So, shall we go to our third topic, which is
Yeah, we have a lot of discussion that need to get done.
is this a final payment calculations? Is the title?
yeah.
Okay. So how many minutes? Mm,
9 to 18 minutes. I don't know. Or 10
24.
or 5 to 10 minutes.
9
Not
to
sure.
18 minutes.
9 to 18 minutes. Then after, yes, we can just start doing that. Then we go next. At least we can move ahead.
Review and verify tax. Tax. Okay. Is there any objection on the third topic, which is final payment calculations? 9 to 18 minutes, and desired outcome is to review and verify the calculations.
I'm
Is there
not
any?
sure we'd be quite ready to verify all of the calculations. Maybe we're verifying the reconciliation or something. I mean, even that's going to be hard to verify.
Okay.
But I think we're just
So what
estimating calculations, right? We're estimating, right?
estimate? Okay, estimate. Estimate calculations. Okay. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, doing the tab for this. Topic 3. Okay, this is the link.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
The link is on line 4 of topic 3.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. So $610 for the current
60.
base pay, 165.43 East, and then the reconciliation, we've got 6,000. Cool, awesome. Well, that's definitely a lot more function. So maybe we should go over Gloria.
Gloria doesn't have
Here.
or
I might
yes.
have a reconciliation pay
No,
because
that was
Jay
for
asked.
No, there is no
Yeah.
reconciliation for that because it is for last other months.
the
Okay.
reconciliation is
No.
from
No. What I want to say is Jay said we should indicate our pay for 45E and tracking hours, and I indicated I also communicated on Discord. I indicated on my reimbursement, and it wasn't paid. I will just got for February, March. So I don't know if that will be reconciled. It's in my pop. So if I don't know, that's just what I want to say. I did that reimbursement for 45E, but it wasn't added. I just got for 165.
So you're saying that you have an issue with the reimbursement as well?
Sorry?
You're saying you have an issue with the reimbursement as well?
Yeah, I got just for I didn't get for 45E, and I did communicated on Discord. I put it
Did
on
you
my
do
pop,
did you
but
do
I
any
just
work?
got.
Did you do any work in the 45-degree East Blue Month?
Yes, I did. I did like 21 hours. Yes. And I'm
You
not
worked on
sure. I
client
don't know
work for
if it was
21 hours.
calculated.
Time stretch.
You
Yeah,
did.
there was was there taxes?
Stretch.
I think yes. I can't remember.
There is
I
no
did
taxes
Yeah.
done
So
taxes,
in
so I
when
don't know.
people
Okay, there's
do
no
client work,
taxes.
when people do client work, the answer should never be, "Oh, I don't remember." Like client work should be very
I did
professional, very organized.
taxes. I did taxes, but I can't. Yeah, I did taxes. I did taxes with Mamoon, Sandra, and Joyce. Joyce, right? When we did Zuri, when we started Zuri, so I did that. That should be beginning of March or something.
Okay, so I mean, I'll put that as a orange because it needs to be done. The reconciliation pay for you is 0, so that's clear. Bonus pay, I think it's I don't know if that's good or not. We'll put it in yellow. Your back pay, you wanted the $75. You asking for more back pay, or what's your back pay? And then, are you asking to
Uh,
liquidate your
is
ownership?
that the? Are we talking about the total back pay or what I'm asking for the back pay 2F6M? Is it what
No,
I'm
the back
requesting
pay,
or what I have?
you already received $75 from the previous back pay
Yeah.
that has not been approved. So unless you want to have that
Okay.
deducted, you would need to ask for that $75, or you can ask for more if you're asking for more back pay. But that is up to you.
Okay.
So does that sound correct?
Yeah, for the previous back pay, yes, I got 75. Balance was supposed to be 75, so that's okay.
Okay, cool. All right. So I think and then you're not proposing to liquidate any ownership. I think Alex is the only one doing that. So Alex here, you can put orange.
No.
All right. So I think we are.
JY putting yellow on bonuses. I think the calculation were done right for everybody. Was there any wrong?
Time to pause.
Okay.
Please stop. Close
All
your
right.
eyes.
So it comes out to about 155.54. Looks good. So I
Yeah.
think that's it for Gloria for now. Obviously, we need to do some reconciliation on a bunch of stuff for that. And I think everyone else we already did who's here.
So because she's here, how much the Gloria won for reimbursement reconciliation? for that man, because we know there was most of the scandal on 45 degree. A lot of work has not been done. So you should tell us how much you want for reimbursement, because we just like to move forward.
Okay. So should I just say what I want, or I should go over my pop, or just
It's
say
not
an
on
because
amount?
you should
because yeah,
so give
because
the receipt, yeah, and see if the team will consider.
yeah, because
Oh,
Gloria,
okay.
the 45 degree, we were given also half of our reimbursement because we did
Yeah.
not do the whole
I
month.
was I wasn't given. They gave me for 165. So
Only.
there was no
Really, let me
yes, no
check.
part of my 45 was added.
Let me check. I think I
So
was the one
Okay,
who
let us
agreed
see.
with Jay.
just check. Just check. Either they gave one and they didn't give the other. So just check.
Gloria, so $75 was for internet reimbursement.
Is it what you're seeing on the screen now?
I'm
Or
asking.
my pop?
You said
No,
you
it was
received
not 75.
you said you received $75. So the 70, what was it
No,
for?
no, not 75. It's 98. Not
So you received
75.
$98. What was it for?
For 165.
What? Internet reimbursement?
Not just internet and electricity.
No, electricity was
Fuel.
not considered. Electricity was not considered for everybody.
I don't understand.
What I'm saying
I
is
don't
that
understand. I
yeah,
did internet and electricity.
yes, but electricity wasn't considered for everybody. I equally sent my electricity was not considered. Joyce sent everybody was not considered. Only the internet was considered. So your internet
For
reimbursement for
everybody.
yes, your internet reimbursement for 45 and 165 was paid. Really
Yeah,
agreeing with
Gloria, you
what
received
was happening.
$98.42.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I
Yes,
think
I
internet
did.
I think
reimbursement
So
that
should
is
not
fair.
just internet, electricity is there as well.
no, nobody's own was considered. That's what I was trying to say. Except we want to work on that, but nobody's own was considered. So they
My
got
major
they
the
had to fold.
major the
They
The
still had to
major
fold.
reimbursement I have is even electricity because I burn fuel here. I keep telling people don't understand. If I on my cam DC, you see that this place is dark. We don't have light here. That is even the major challenge. For my internet, of course, we subscribe every month. I do that monthly basis, even though now it has increased. But for me, the major thing there is the fuel I burn. I burn here. So I can't say we don't consider electricity. That's even the major thing, you know. So what am I getting at the end? If the payroll is paid and I'm using it to cover for my fuel I'm buying, so to me it doesn't really make much sense. That's the
Is
major challenge.
98 not enough to cover that?
So if you say that is much, I don't know. That is actually what I spend, but I can maybe compromise a little. But then it's really, really important for me. It's important for me.
To me, I see like the highest people who get reimbursement was Gloria and Namno that received the highest reimbursement. We should sometimes just compromise something. Like for example, I
Yeah,
can
that's
give
what I'm
example
saying.
with myself. I joined FQN and I was told I should not get reimbursement for that month. You guys are lucky. I worked even more hours. If you can go back to 165, I was not given reimbursement. I was told I did not meet the 30%. You see, but this time around, at least people are getting reimbursement without even meeting 30%. And I worked, by the way. I did not argue. I moved forward. Let's just other thing uh, forget and move forward. We cannot ask more. Just the little we have, we appreciate. At least we move forward.
I have to agree with that too, because it's just like, you know, under our policies, every single reimbursement is supposed to be worked out a minimum and verified 6 weeks in advance. The deadline is the full moon, and it doesn't take effect until 6 weeks later on the next budget cycle entirely. And the whole idea of even giving anyone these reimbursements is just because it's the final payment, and we're just trying to be nice. And it's just like, I have no question at all that it's just like on every level, I feel like the organization and myself are getting taken advantage of, and that it's just like beyond reasonable what we're talking about here, and like everything going on.
So,
I don't
Jay,
really care
guys,
if Nemo wants to ask for 5 more reimbursements, and if you want to ask for another reimbursement, it's perfectly fine. We will do the reconciliation, we will review it, but I just agree with Lucy that we are bending over backwards trying to make people happy as best as
what we
we can.
should know is that we are coming from different countries and everybody knows how it is for them. That's the truth. I didn't even put NEPA bill that they bring here. I just put fuel because that's the one that cost me most of the money, and I actually burn it. That's the truth, because in these sessions we stay for hours,
But
and that
I don't
hours
think you
your body
understand,
for
Florian.
how many liters.
I don't
But then
care
if you
about.
guys said you're not paying, you're not giving me the money and all of that, it's fine. I'll just forfeit it, no problem. I've always said I'm ready to
Gloria,
compromise here because the way things keeps going, so let's just move forward as if make people look like they want to come and grab money. But this is actually the resource you put into the thing. You cannot be here and conclude.
yeah,
So the thing is, if nobody is ready to give it, it's okay, fine. Let's move on, please. Every
yeah.
other person wants
For
to
me,
get their money, but how
I
much are
don't.
we even getting in this base pay and all of that? And you guys want us to also fulfill the reimbursement that we used to run the thing we use in doing the work here. So how much are we getting in the base? So at the end of the day, I get the money in the base and it goes to the expenses I've made. Nothing for me. So it's fine if you guys are not giving it. Let's just do this one and get it done, please.
Yeah, and again, I don't care about the money. If I cared about the money, like I would be getting paid tons of money. I'm not getting anything for money. So it's like it's not about the money for me. It's all about the client base, right? And so if you guys want tons of money, that's great. But when it comes down to it, the fact that no work is happening is where it's just that's where I'm jaw dropped. Right? That everyone has all these expectations of getting reimbursements and more reimbursements and reimbursements on top of reimbursements and more pay and more bonuses. It's just like there's no work happening. And it just doesn't make any sense. There's no client work happening and it doesn't make any sense. That's where things are just blow my mind what's going on. So I want to move forward. I want to get back to client work. I want to actually see things in the organization improve, right? But yes, let's get everyone paid. Let's do reimbursements on top of reimbursements, on top of more reimbursements. Let's do bonuses on top of back pays, on top of more prepays and more pays and reconciliations, whatever. Let's just do it all, get everyone whatever they can so that we can move forward. One possible, thing on this all is that maybe it's just too many people to deal with this all. At this point, I think we know what we need to do. We need to do some buddy teamwork because we need to review and verify this reconciliation pay. It's a lot of money. We need to review and verify everything with the bonus pays. And then I think the back pay is pretty clear at this time. So, and then we also need to review and verify everything for the base pay. So we can do that all together if we want to. But we could also just break up into multiple buddy teams. We could have like one buddy team working on the base pay for 165 and 45. We could have another buddy team working on the reconciliation. Could have another buddy team working on the bonus pay. So anyways, we could definitely, just get focused on the actual review of the payments. Or we can do it all as a group. It's fine too.
Anyway, I would like to respond to Gloria when she said that every country are not the same. I'm sorry to say that I did not mean to hurt you or say anything. For me, what I know, yes, everybody undergo everybody has a problem, even if it comes to electricity or what. It's just that we cannot ask everything. When always you look for the job, you already prepared. I'm going to look for my job. I need this and this, and this is what I'm going to use. So I did not say anything, but I'm not the one paying
Lucy,
people.
you need to
I
understand
don't
that this
have
job
any
didn't go the way
problem.
we expected it. Excuse me, why we are where we are today, because things didn't go the way everybody expected. Okay, so if the base pay that I agreed on and everything worked out the way we wanted, nobody will be talking about all of this and all that. So you don't expect, we said when you started, they said 30% and all of that. You check what we were paid then and what is going on now in FQN. I didn't expect to see this. Okay, I didn't expect to see this. Assuming I
That
got a
was
job and
applied to me
everything went the way.
30%,
So you
Gloria,
don't tell
and I
me
was
that
not
I'll
getting.
prepare
I'm not a
myself
worker
and
like
all of
any
that.
other person.
So
I
I
was
don't
not
know how
getting. That
FPN
was
was
applied
then.
to
It
me as
was it
well.
like this? Was it like this? How the whole thing
Yes, it
has
was
been
like
going?
this. It was applied to me. I did not get. But at least you guys are given even $98. Why is it
Guys,
not? Why are you not allowed us to move
no.
forward? We can do the reconciliation.
You guys, you have nobody is querying the thousands you're getting, right? So if
There is
someone
no
is
thousand
saying
that
what
I'm
they want to
getting,
get,
please. I'm
you don't
sorry.
query it because you guys keep querying whatever they say they should give to us. We are new, they are giving us this, we are new. But meanwhile, you guys are requesting thousands and nobody is putting mouth, nobody is querying you. You are saying what you worked, you are saying what you are supposed to get, and somebody else mentions their own and you start, going against it. That is not fair. I just kept quiet here. But that doesn't mean I'm a fool or I don't know what's going on. So please, if you guys are doing it, fine. If you're not doing it, go ahead and do the one you do. Let me go with it. You guys just keep somebody mention money, all of you just get upset, you just keep lambasting the person and all of that. But you mention your own, nobody talks.
Yeah, well, I mean, I definitely agree with Gloria there that obviously it's all the way around. I mean, all of these thousands of dollars of payments need to be reviewed and understood and related to our $9,000, um, you know, payment plan that
But
we
then
put
which
a lot of
$1,000
people
is
on.
Gloria talking about? If I tell
She's
me
saying that
the money that maybe if she's getting that, she has been there for long. If Joyce need that, she has been there for long. No one really wants
exactly.
$1,000, please. No one. If you can review the effort these people put there, it's much. You should not just judge the $1,000. Did you see anyone the $1,000 that sent to Lucy or to Genu? Is it there? Did I get any $1,000 sent to me?
Lucy, please, it's okay. I'm done with you. I'm done with that. Let's just move on. If it's not going to be paid, it's fine. After all, I was the first person that even wanted to compromise and even leave some money here and go in the first place, just that so that you guys can enjoy it. I mentioned it in a session here. Jay was here. I told her if I'm the one to when he was talking about firing workers so that the money will be enough. I offered, okay, let me go since I'm new. You guys have been here. You've put in a lot of work and all of that. Let me go and leave you guys to do it and enjoy the money and everything. So if you own FQN, own it. So whatever you can give me, it's not the money reimbursement that you give me that will make me whatever the rest of my life or maybe feed me all through. If you're not giving
No
me,
one is
fine,
owning
let me
FQN,
go.
by the way. You are like
So
you are
so
referring like to
once
me. I
any
was just
new once
responding,
any new
Gloria.
worker
Why
mentions
just
anything, you
refer
just
just
get
just
upset. After all, we
responding
it's
according to
almost two
what is
months
there? That
now.
is why I'm
It's
telling you, when
almost two
somebody
months.
responds, you will be attacked. That's why
And when I say
before you say I
please,
should say anything, when somebody is silent, is a problem. When you say something, just recommending us,
no,
we just
that's not
comment
true.
as any
That's
professional
not true.
team.
That's
As
not
a
true,
team,
Lucy.
it is not true.
So what
Why?
I'm
Which
saying,
dollars
what I'm
which
saying,
dollars
what
am
I'm
I
saying
getting, by the
is,
way?
what I'm saying
Which
is,
$1,000 am
go
I
ahead
getting?
and do what I'm not going to say anything again concerning this money. At the end of the day, whatever you resolve to giving me, I'll take it and I will go. Okay. So if the money belongs to you, grab everything, take and go and make yourself rich and everything. How
Excuse
much
me,
am I saying
please.
that you're giving me that is
I'm
biting
not
all
a
of you?
judge that's paying people. I was just responding like any other person. Am I not supposed to contribute? Why am I here then? I was just responding like any other person. There is nothing that I demand. Ay.
Okay, so okay, so obviously lots of stuff going on for sure. Um, but we're making progress still, so let's try to stay focused on the actual payments and everybody has a right to whatever payment they want to suggest and propose. And so it's just a matter of reviewing it and verifying it and getting agreement on it, right? And until there's agreement on it, it's not a final payment, right? So Gloria, you said how much again?
Which one?
Well, we could add to the 3803. You're saying I need to add another 18 or something like that for the reimbursement. So we just add that, and it's gonna be like $50 or whatever instead of 38. Right? Isn't that correct? Anyways, just get the final amount calculated here. The direction that I'm going with everything is that I just think that it's all just way, way, way too much, right? Like our upfront payroll process should be very clear as an organization. The
Jay,
direction that I'm
please
going with
do
Unity
whatever
is
you
going
want to
to be
do, whatever
well. If I
amount,
could do,
whatever you
I'm
guys
telling you
want to
what I
do,
want to
just
do.
do.
I'm trying to tell you what I want to do right now, which is that in
Okay.
the future, I do not want to be involved in an organization that, like, if workers don't want to run the payrolls and don't do the work for the payrolls, then they should just lose their upfront pay and all the value should go into the token, right? Because this is insane. All of this whole process, it's not functional. It doesn't work. I have no problem doing it, but in the future with Unity and other forks, I'm interested in just like, okay, you get 3 months to do payroll. If you don't do it in 3 months, it's gone, right? And then all the money goes to the token, and then you can sell your tokens if you want, right? So there's something simple so the organization is able to move forward, because going back 4 years of I mean, it's obviously going to take time to get through this all, but we're going to. So, anyways, we'll figure it out. But just to get the amount from you, Gloria, it's like $18, right? You're saying there's additional $18 that's missing. Is that correct for the reimbursement?
Gloria, are you still there?
All
I
right.
Gloria?
Well,
think
anyways, someone
that's
can
even
check
the
Gloria's
major one
top.
than internet.
Gloria is responding.
Oh,
How much?
sorry.
How much is still missing? Jay is asking you.
Okay, he's already. You're putting it in. Okay. Is that in fact I don't know what to say again because I can't go over what is in my pop because of the way we are saying it. So I can just get $50. The major thing is my electricity. Not even the internet is there, but electricity is the major thing. So if I can get $50 for the electricity, it's fine.
So you're saying you want to add an additional $50 on top of the $38?
Yes, Jay.
Okay, cool. All right, sounds good. So, how should we move forward? So I think all of this is pretty clear. Between the four of you, we have $7,154, which seems less than it was before. Oh no, that includes Sandra as well. Is that correct? Yeah, I don't know. The amount actually went down. Just interesting. Okay, so anyways, I think that's good. So I think we can either break up and start getting into the details on the work, or we can go over the details together. How much time do we have?
Yeah, we can go the details together. And by the way, Jay,
I
also
have about a half hour to hour.
yeah, also Jay,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Jay, remember last Wednesday we're saying about how much immediate payment we need and everything. So, I have really immediate need. Like until now, my I did not enroll yet. Okay, so I still need that back pay amount. and so I want to ask for immediate payment of like $500. Is
Okay,
it
but
okay
I
or
don't
no?
think you guys quite understand the vocabulary. So when I say the base pay, right? The base pay would be the immediate pay that goes out because it is the amount of money that is
The
required to be
base
sent
pay.
immediately. Yeah, the base pay.
The base
So the
pay
base
of the
pay for
45 to
165,
165.
45, and the reimbursement. So all the reimbursements, all the base pay for 45, 165 should go out immediately because
Uh-huh.
that's just everyone's base pay. Also, within the reconciliation, you say there is some base pay there, which can also be considered
Okay.
if we
And
want to split
also,
that up between bonus and base. But either way, the bottom line is that right now it says there's $600 of base pay and reimbursements, right?
1, 2, 3.
mhm.
Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
So for you, it says $93.72, right?
Okay, and then
But everything else for me is bonuses, reconciliation, back pay, which is $2,400.11. So that needs agreement.
yeah, and also remember Jay the bonus, which is the half of the half year bonus. Remember?
I do.
Yeah, why don't we add also to that as can add to my need right now.
I thought you guys added it already.
Yeah, it's there already. I added all in this bonus pay here.
Yeah, it's on the bonus pay. Exactly. Yeah, but it's bonus pay. Yeah. So bonus
Mm,
pay is
yes.
it's not required. Like typically people get bonuses for doing lots of extra work and doing a really good job on their work. Does that make sense?
What I mean pay is the half of the half year bonus. Why don't we add to the 93.72?
Because it's just not required. It's not like we need
Because
to
I'm
try to get
asking for
away
immediate
from like
payment.
the goal here is to get focused on the legal process and the legal situation that we're in, which is to actually as an organization address the legal needs of the organization and move forward and do that, right? So what you're asking us to do is the opposite of that. You're asking us to completely ignore the legal situation and instead focus on your personal needs and the fact that you are in an emergency and need emergency payment of
Jay, I'm not
bonuses.
focused. I'm not reversing the situation. You're the one who said that we can ask for the immediate payment.
Yes, Jay. And
No,
Last
that's the
Wednesday.
opposite of what I'm saying.
yeah,
I'm saying that the base pay in the 165-degree west and the 45-degree east can be sent out immediately because and the reimbursements. We're already sending out the reimbursements. We can send the base pay out immediately because it's owed immediately without any
Jay, but
additional loan. There's no loan
that's what you
required.
Okay.
said. You said that the second day, but the first day you said we should go to Ate, Joyce, and Lucy and ask what they might need immediately, the amount they need immediately. It's the second day you come and you're talking about 45 and 165. That's not what you said from the first day.
Okay, well
And you
there was
see,
obviously
Jay,
miscommunication. I'm telling you that what I said was
no,
that we
that's
need to
not
figure
what
out
you
the
said.
base pay that we can send out immediately. I didn't send out, oh, let's people
Okay.
make up
Okay.
random numbers that they can just say whatever they want to, and we're going to send them that money
Bonus
immediately
pay.
And that
without
is
any
the
agreement.
that is
That's
the
not what I
problem
said.
with FPL. So that is what landed us into this
Close
situation
your
where you
eyes.
are. When you say something today and you say something else the next day, that is our problem. That is why we are in this situation because of you. You say something today and the next day you modify it to suit you what you want to say. Why do you first of all say it in the first place that you have to change the next day?
I just disagree with you. I think I was very, very clear that there was like 4 or 5 types of payments. There was the base pay, which could be sent out immediately. There was the bonus pay, which needed to have the UMCUS loan, right? And then there's the back pay, which needs the
I don't
budget.
understand this, but
And then there was
there is something wrong.
the liquidation of the ownership, which needs a whole nother ownership agreement, right? So that's that. I was saying that the base pay can be sent out immediately. The bonus pay needs UMCUS agreement. The back pay needs budget agreement, right? The liquidation needs the ownership agreement. So there is just miscommunication. Like I never said that Joyce can just say, "Oh, I need $500," and then we just immediately send her $500. Or Joyce could say, "Oh, I need $1,000," and we just immediately send her $5,000. Or someone could say, "I need $5,000," and we immediately send them $5,000. I never said that. I just didn't say that.
You see, Jay, in line 18, this is the one that you said in last Wednesday. Each Ate Joyce Lucy immediate amount, final payment, and liquidation, each ownership. Anyway, Jay, whatever that you
Exactly. That's
can send, I
exactly
will
the
accept.
same thing. The base pay would be immediate, right? The final payment is the bonus and the back pay, and then you have the liquidation of the ownership. I didn't write those notes; someone else wrote it down. So when I wrote it down, I wrote it down a little more clearly. But it's exactly the same thing. It's just miscommunicated the idea that the immediate payment would be decided somehow by the individual, not the organization.
Okay, Jay, so what is the criteria to ask for that immediate payment? Only the base pay for the on 65, 45, and what else? What else base pay?
I mean, the only other place I can even think about it is for the reconciliation, but the reconciliation is going to take a lot more work to go through and verify it because it's
And
$6,000.
why don't we add the half of the half year bonus? Can I add that to the one I'm asking?
Because it's not base pay, it's bonus pay.
Even if Jay, that is missing from our pay before. So
I mean, I
that's
don't
why
know
I'm asking.
exactly why it was missing or what we did, but if we agreed on half of the bonus pay, it probably was because the work didn't happen or something didn't happen. I mean, the whole situation was
So
a bad situation similar to this, but the point is it's still bonus pay and we're not
Okay.
doing the work. So it's part of the bonus pay. And it needs
Okay,
to
Jay.
have agreement on the UMCUS proposal.
Okay then. And then you said that the 45 degrees is not yet updated. So we have to go back again and see the updated calculation.
Yes, yeah. So ideally, we could get the 165 and 45-degree east done as soon as possible, and immediately just get that sent out, and then we have the rest of the bonus pays, the reconciliation, and the back pay, and get everything else completed as soon as possible for the final payment. But again, if we keep spinning our wheels and keep talking about it, we're not actually going to get it done. So we really need to like either do a buddy team or something to just get focused on it.
so
Okay then.
Jay, to get the total pay that is listed here, um what exactly needs to be done?
You're talking about the $88 or for the $205?
Yeah, for the total pay for everyone. I'm not just talking about myself.
You mean for the $17,000?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So basically, on Wednesday we discussed what our options were and how we could get agreement, and we made it clear that if we could all get agreement on a amount that was fair and equitable and like would work for everybody, we could do it very quickly. That didn't happen, but we made tons of progress, right? We have tons of progress. We got to a range of around $9,000, and we know where the payments are coming from, and you know, we are in some ways we're so close, and in other ways we're like there's still the UMCUS proposal. There's other things that we're not quite there yet, but overall we're making tons of progress. I could see this being completed in a week from Wednesday, so like by next Wednesday we could get this done. But that would take actual work and not just talking about it. So in the context of the $17,000, the problem is that we just don't have agreement on that amount of money, right? What we have agreement about is around more like $9,000, and based on the verification of that, right? So that is why we're not finalizing everything right away, and it's going to take a little bit more verification and review and understanding these numbers, like $6,000 for the reconciliation, $8,000 for the bonus pay. I mean, there's just a little bit more that needs to be gone through to get to agreement. Does that make sense, Gloria?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, but we're making a ton of progress, and I personally am very excited about line 22 and 23. Like if we could get agreement to put, okay, sure, we all want tons of money for ourselves, but maybe at some point it's like we can't get agreement on that. But what if we put in $1,000 or more, multiple thousands of dollars into the value of the tokens? The tokens would go way up in value, and then we would have those tokens and we could sell them and we could liquidate, and people could be able to have more flexibility with the tokens over time because the tokens would go up in value over time based on the value that we're putting into them. So I think that is a good potential compromise on the value and the ownership if we can't get agreement on every single dollar for every person. But either way, the point is that we're really close on getting this all figured out. So the three
I
things,
have a question
yeah.
now because I see the calculation that was done yesterday. There's some changes on my mind. If you my bonuses is not the same like yesterday, what happened?
Yeah, what happened? You know what happened?
Why is it not supposed to be 8866? And it is only
Uh,
mine that changed. If you go
no,
to
come
history,
here,
it's only
Lucy.
mine.
Lucy, please don't close your mind. Here in this 186.46, okay, it was by mistake. 186.46 was again put to you, Lucy. Where it was supposed to be only for Ate. So see, in 58 degree, you are not there, right? You are only in the 36E, right?
You said
So
what?
it was in the 58 degree, you were not there. You were only in 36. But I saw that there was 186.46 there. So I check it, double check, and I found out that it was for Ate. So it was also put on you. So that was a mistake. So it was removed. So that's why there was a correction on yours. Okay?
Which man is that?
58W.
Which man?
Were you there in 58W or no? You were not there. May, June. You were not there, right?
It is there is nothing there, it is empty.
That's why there was a change. You're asking why your amount was changed, right? Because there was an amount there of 186.46 before. And so it was a mistake that there was amount there because it was for a day. It was put also in your name. That's why it was removed now because it was a mistake. So that's the reason why you have a correction in your amount. Did you get it?
I don't know. I don't know if it was added or not. I'll check history on that as well.
Yeah,
It's
you can
okay.
change, you can
Anyway,
see the history.
I'll just go with what is given to me because I don't want to argue actually.
No, it's not about argue. You want to know the correct thing that happened, right? So you should have the right to know it, right? So I'm explaining to you. You can see the history of the all upfront payroll estimate, and you can see how it happened.
It's
Okay,
okay.
Jay, I have a question. At this point, are still do we still have the need for a mediator, or only when the final payment will be there, we will have the mediator?
We tried to get a mediator. I mean, I tried to get a mediator. I probably put in like 15 hours into coordinating and trying to get a mediator. I don't think anyone else really put any effort into it. So, I mean, at this point, I'm on partial leave. I'm sort of giving up. Anyone's welcome to try to go and get a mediator, but I mean, I don't know. I think on Wednesday we sort of discussed the ability to potentially just do it ourselves. You know, which we've done pretty good job since Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, today, you know, there's obviously still contention. We're still not in agreement, but we're getting closer every day and we're making progress. But I'm certainly open to getting a mediator if we want to.
No, I was just asking because right now we are not into the final payment yet, but we are into questioning and arguments and everything. So I was just wondering if the mediator is still on the sub
Yes,
on the
absolutely. We can always get a mediator. That is for sure.
because for sure when we reach the final agreement or final amount, there will be still objections or something.
Yes, yeah. If we need to, we can get a mediator for sure for the final agreement or the
That
session.
will take time.
But again, for me, just where I'm at is I would like to do some work on all of this because I think that right now, for me, the main reason why I'm not ready to move forward and get agreement is because it just doesn't feel like the work is completed. Right? We've done some estimates, but now we need to get into more details and actually start verifying some things and getting the
Mhm.
numbers verified. I mean, it's one thing to estimate, a few $1,000s, but to estimate $17,000, I mean, that's too much money to not go through it in a little bit more detail. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, so yeah, I mean, I just don't really see that there's anything else more to talk about. We just need to actually schedule and do work and actually go do like a buddy team and just to go through it one step at a time. Going through the base pay, going through reconciliation pay, going through the bonus pay. I think the back pay is pretty clear at this point, but yes. And then once all that is completed and done, then I think we can come back and review everything and see how it evolves and try to get agreement and finalize everything. The other alternative in terms of like, getting some understanding here, like let's say we had because I see why the number went down. Yesterday Lucy was saying she wanted as much as $2,500. So that's why the number is down now, is because Lucy is now saying that she'll just take whatever we calculate for her. So, anyways, we'll have to figure that out. So leave that in the red. But let's say we took the $17,000 that currently everything adds up to, and then we divide that by the 9,000. I guess 9,000, and then you get what is it? Oh boy, this is equal to this. You get 52%. So that certainly is not a great option, but it's certainly something that we can always consider, which would basically be multiplying everyone's total by 52% to get it within the 8,000 range, which gives us a 9,000 range, which gives us a much smaller total. So it's more like $450 for Lucy, $1,500 for Tay, or $1,600 for Tay, $1,300 for Joyce, $100 for Gloria. So it's just like it's less money, but then we could move forward faster if there was willing to get agreement on that, because it would just quickly get things closer to
Please stop. Write down whatever you were about to say.
the totals
For 6 minutes.
of what we are moving forward to. Anyway, so we can talk more about this later, but I just wanted to give some perspective in terms of that the total amount is almost twice as much as what we have originally agreed to in terms of the $9,000. Does that make sense? So it makes sense to focus on the biggest amounts of money, which would be, for me, Alberto, Joyce, and Ate. So for me, that's where the main focus should be, is just like really getting into deep dive on those individual people and just making sure those amounts are correct so that we can finalize everything. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Can you calculate my pay leave, please?
Who?
Lucy.
I don't know how pay leave is calculated because I put my hours for my pay leave there.
I think your
Well,
paid leave is not yet there, Lucy. Not yet.
It's not yet there.
I mean, we could do that right now as a group. Again, I think we need to get focused on actual calculations and verification, because just sitting here talking about the calculations and
Okay,
verification is
just
not
do
going to get it done.
verification. Okay, it's okay.
So we can schedule for that, or we can do that. I have about 10 more minutes, maybe a little bit
Okay,
longer,
let's
but
continue on the verification, please.
Okay, you
well,
can
no, we're
start,
not
Jay. So you can
doing any
start.
verification. We're just talking about the money. We're not actually verifying anything. So I'm down to schedule some other time, but I don't know. I mean, does that make sense? Or we could also take a break if we want to take a break right now at the top of the hour. But I do need to get going here.
Let's go ahead, Jay. I think it's okay.
So do we want to just do one quick calculation, maybe for the 45? Just go through the 45 real quick.
Yes, please.
Okay, so let's get the link to the 45 degrees. So
45.
go to info, and it is line 8. Okay, so going back to our notes, we are in 3, line 26. Okay, so this is the options for payment for 165 and 45 degree east.
Payroll option.
Okay, so let's start with Lucy. So Lucy, you want to add someone to your 45 degree bonus for your pay rate. So we need to also, let's add in the 165 and 45 degree spreadsheets. Those should actually be linked here as well. Let's make sure those get linked. So 165. So here's the 165 automated spreadsheet. Link that. And then we need the 45 degree automated spreadsheet.
45 degree. Single versus.
Does anyone have the 45 degree spreadsheet?
FQ and yeah, it's here. Yes.
So let's start with Lucy.
I mean the 45 or 165?
I'm going to go into the 45 degree. So going into
45, okay. 45.
And we're starting with Lucy. Lucy's automated singles spreadsheet tracking sheet, right? So into Lucy's tracking sheet. And then the next thing would be just reminding people, I'm very interested in, as I've always said, that the reconciliation put into the automated spreadsheet. That was always the original plan. All right, so if we go into Lucy, here is Lucy. I found it. Lucy. Okay, Lucy tracking. You can see here that Lucy tracked 2 weeks of paid leave. Right, so if you take these and you calculate it out, you get 42 hours. So by the first thing you'll notice is that it's just not applicable to our policies. So you track an extra day, I believe, right? Because the maximum would be 30. It's actually 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days a week, 6 hours per day. Does that make sense? You actually added 4 extra days.
I added 4 extra days.
Correct. Because the maximum hours per week is 30 hours per week.
Okay, let me see.
And the break. Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
How many days should I remove every?
It's 30 hours a week, which is 5 days per week. All right, so we'll get that all updated.
So I remove one date.
So let's see who's next. So the next one would be Atay. So Atay, if we check your tracking hours spreadsheet and overall value, so if we go to
And also, I have also tracked some hours that I work on client work with Alberto, and
is it the same week or is it a different week?
different week, of course. After
Okay.
my leave, I work as well.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
So it says here that Lucy's tracked 4.5 hours, which
Yes.
is $22.50. Then we have Joyce tracked 21 hours. That's the most. I'll work on there. And then A tracked 18 for this. Okay, so
Yeah.
the biggest problem is just that they only have $50 of income with client work. So overall,
And Jay also, the 45 degree, my payroll calculations are not added. When I'm putting my hours for the payroll work that I did, like all upfront payroll and everything. I mean, both all base token and everything is not added to my calculations. The Joyce calcs.
okay, I don't know exactly what that means. But again, our biggest problem with the payroll is the fact that there's no client work happening, right? Very little client work. So because Lucy did a little bit more client work and there's a little bit more tracked here, we're up to $50 of client work, which is a good start, right? But the question is, how much money do people want to get paid for this month, right? So Lucy, yours would be in the range of as little as $3-4, which would be $6 total, but I put $60. And then if you want additional for the paid leave, that comes out to see if it's here.
That's the bonus, right? Paid leave is a bonus, right?
Yes, but sometimes we calculate it in the.
We calculated last time as best pay.
Okay,
Remember?
No, it's
so my
bonus.
payment, so my
It's
Yeah, we can
payment
calculate it in
also.
either one because we have it here. So we just need to calculate it. It doesn't really matter where it is right now because we're trying to do final payment.
Okay, so I should be put also my paid leave to that place, the 165.
You have paid leave for 45 degree.
No, I think 165J. It's in the bonus, so it should
Okay,
be
then it
put in
should
the
already
place.
be there. Then it should already be there. Okay,
Okay.
so upfront budget for Lucy should be 4, and then Lucy tracking 10. Why does that not come out? Lucy, go to Lucy tracking BD10, BD11. I see. Okay. So you still haven't fixed your sick vacation leave numbers yet, Lucy? But
I was asking how can I remove? I remove
you just
like
make it
every
0.
week. I put 0 on one. Okay. Here like
Okay.
this.
So it comes out to
Make 5 days a
390.
week.
Okay,
It
I
comes out to
remove.
$390. So the question is just like, how much are you asking for, right? So I mean, under our old policies, like it's like take all the leave you want as long as the work's getting done. But now it's like, oh yeah, take all the leave you want. It doesn't matter if the work getting done. We'll still pay you hundreds and hundreds of dollars, right? So our whole system is basically broken as far as I'm concerned, because the idea that someone should get an extra $400 even though no work's getting done is just very, very strange. But anyways, the question is, what do you want, Lucy? Like, what are you asking for?
I just want what is done on calculation. Since I'm not going, I withdraw on what I was asking. So whatever is calculated for this 400, I will just want that because that's what I want.
So
I
you're
will
saying
not.
you want $360.
Yes,
What is your budget?
my budget. My
That's your
budget, of course,
budget.
is 500.
Like it says that your budget is $260 for the entire month in the time budget, and then your total budget's $500. So I mean, it's a lot of money. But if that's what you want, then that's fine. So you're asking for like $390 of bonuses for the 45-degree month.
The reason why I'm asking, I'm taking that because I withdraw from what I was. You asked me yesterday, how much do you want? I said 2,500. Then I realized I don't want people to feel uncomfortable. Lucy is taking this. Let me go with what is calculated. I don't want that. Let just me go with what is calculated. I will not ask for any 2,500. Yes. I'll just go with what is calculated.
Okay, cool. So anyways, what is calculating the $390?
When I see people will feel so bad about me, I don't want.
Time for breath. Please.
Is that
stop
the
and
correct
get ready.
number?
Now
$390?
inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2.
Lucy,
Yeah,
is that the correct number?
Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale.
where
relax.
can I confirm is
On your
correct?
budget. On your budget.
Yeah, and this is another question, I guess, for the client work there. It's just like, you know, the bonuses are supposed to be calculated separately, so it's supposed to account for the bigger picture of everything. But in the upfront pay for the base pay, we don't even think about the client work in relationship to that. So it's just like, I don't know. I mean, I just don't understand the idea of paying out. Like, if everybody took paid leave for the month, how are we going to pay out thousands and thousands of dollars with no client work? It just doesn't make any sense. Like, the client work
It's
should
okay,
be
Jay. You
first.
can remove that as well. Anyway, you can
Yeah,
just
because I
remove.
mean, for me, it's just
If
like
it
the
is,
client work is where
it
the money
doesn't make
comes
sense,
from.
just remove.
Because
I
if we
don't
don't
want
bring
more
any
than that.
money, if we don't bring any money
Fresh.
from the client work, then there's no money to pay the payroll or to pay the paid leave. We just don't have any money, right? So it's like, where does the money come from? All of it's going to have to come from a loan. So we have to get agreement on the loan, right? So anyways, let's just leave it here. We can address it more later. But for your base pay, how much would you want for your base pay? For 45.
For 45?
Yeah.
I think you calculated already.
Where did you get the 390, Jay?
It was
The leave.
the paid leave. So in the total, I put base upfront calcs $360, and then we estimated $30 for the base pay and $30 for the bonus pay. So it's $30 for the base pay, $30 for the bonus pay, $360 for the paid leave, which is $390 plus the $300 is $420 for, like, I don't know how many hours of client work you did, but it says that you did $66 an hour in the client work, and it would be as much as $7 an hour for all your equity hours and $11 an hour pop. So anyways, we can go through all of that later, but as long as this is the correct amount that Lucy's asking for, then that is helpful to have that information. But is that correct, Lucy?
Yeah,
Like
you know,
$30 for base
we need
pay
a
or what?
responsibility organizing where you put all these formulas you're using to do these calculations. Because it's really funny at times the way you do your calculations.
What's funny?
The way you do your calculations.
Time to pause.
You need to really have
Close your
a
eyes.
clear
Count. 1, 2, 3.
the way you do the calculation. I don't understand.
Open, guys.
What calculations are you talking about?
The calculations for the paid leave and all the rest. Because you go somewhere the amounts are high, you go somewhere the amounts are low. I don't understand how do you do it?
All the paid leave was multiplied by the percentage of the pay stops. So anybody who did, I don't know people taking paid leave since we took pay stops. This is the first paid leave that's 100% getting paid without any pay stops, right? So it's like, no people, everybody leaving, no one doing any work or little to no work, and then no pay stops equals ungodly amounts of money for paid leave. Does that make sense? Because it's 0% pay stop. So for paid leave, the current calculations based on the fact that we used to have pay stops is that you get 100% of the value of your paid leave.
Hmm.
But isn't maybe paid leave supposed to be half of the value? We should check it. We should double check the value of the paid leave, because I think technically paid leave is supposed to be 50% value. So maybe it would be divided by 2, which would be 360 divided by 2, which is
180.
180. So I think 180 sounds more realistic for based on our policies that we just didn't calculate that in because it was being calculated already by the pay stop. So we didn't think about dividing it by an additional 50%. So maybe that's a problem with the calculations. So does that sound correct, Lucy? That it would be 180 plus the 30, which would be equal to anyways, we can double check it and verify it later, but that would be 210 instead of 390 or whatever. So we can figure that all out later. Does that make sense?
Why is it okay? Anyway, as I said, you guys whatever decide, because when it comes to money, I took pay leave when there was no. I cannot do client work when I'm on leave. That's the reason. So
Of course, but somebody still needs to
yes,
do work, right? But anyway, so 45-degree base pay,
I'll just go with
$30.
the
Does that sound
190,
correct?
390.
Does the 45-degree $30 of base pay sound correct?
Lucy,
Yes.
does the 45-degree base sounds correct? Jay is asking.
I'm gonna do a quick sketch, and also I need to get going here.
I don't know where is that 30%. Just
$30.
$30. I don't know where is it.
Yeah, 45 base. He's asking if that sound correct. Does that sound correct?
Yeah, whatever I just put there is okay.
Okay, so let's start with one more person, and then I need to get going. So this sounds like it should be correct. I'm assuming the 165-degree base pay should be fine and bonus, and so that brings us to the final reimbursement. I can't remember. I think your final reimbursement was a little bit higher. It was like more like 45 or something. So we can double check the final reimbursement. And then your back pay, are you still asking for the $500 of back pay, or are you only asking for the $200 of back pay?
I'm asking for 500.
You are still asking for the 500.
Yeah, because I withdraw from that $2,000, 500. I don't want. Yes,
Okay,
I don't
so
want
we
that.
still need to update that then. So that goes to, where does that go?
I'll just go with what is calculated.
So this would be 500 instead of 200. Okay. All right. So we're making some progress. So do we want to do one more, or should we go ahead and just stop? Because I need to get going.
2 more, Jay. 2 more.
2 more. If we're gonna do
It'll
2
be quick
more, we'll
now.
still do 3 more. Okay. So Ate, what are you expecting for 45-degree?
Jay, let's do the calculation. What comes out is what I'm going to go for it. I don't want to play that game of what do you
What
want.
comes out is $6.
No, I'm seeing 90 something dollars there.
The $96, that's before the 7% for the client work.
I'm going for the 96. What comes out of the calculations? I'm going for 96.
Okay, but that would be part of the bonus pay. So you're asking for $6 of base pay and $90 of bonus pay. Is that correct?
$96 of base pay. Max base pay upfront. Column 8.
No,
That's what I'm asking.
that would require a loan, which would be going into the bonus because it's a loan in relationship to UMCAS. Does that make sense? Because
No.
there's no client work happening, so we need to take
I
a
did
loan.
I did 4.5 hours. What do you mean by there's no client work? I did 4.5 hours on client work.
4.5 hours of client work.
I did
for entire
sponsorship.
sponsorship. Do you know how many hours I did on sponsorship? I did like
Jay,
10 to
can we
15
are we
hours.
going to talk about this?
Two,
You
What
have to
exactly did you do for the
I did.
sponsorship?
open
The
your
two
What
of
did
us
you
we
do
had
for
a
the
session.
sponsorship?
We had a session on sponsorship once. We had to work with Eternity. So what are we talking about? We did a social preparation.
We did a preparation session for Eternity. Okay. That was not 4.5 hours. It was like an hour. Every hour
And
and a half.
I had 2 hours on taxes.
Okay.
I
But you
have
don't work on
4.5
taxes anymore and you
hours.
didn't finalize it. So there's
I have 4.5 hours on client work.
okay. So that's helpful, but it doesn't cover $96 of pay. All right, we'll just make it red. So, but we can at least double this, like $60. So it still comes out to like 90. Oh, but I don't even know. Whatever, 40 and 60. There, it's $100. That's not good. So what about the 165 base pay? Is the $70 and the $70 bonus? Does that sound correct?
Yeah, but Jay, I don't understand. Yes, for the base pay is correct, but I don't understand why bonus is $70. Because when we did the calculation, the two of us, bonus was like 100 and I think 118. So how did it come down to $70?
This is all just an estimate. It's not an exact calculation on anything.
No,
It's just an
we
estimate.
did the calculation together. We did the calculation together.
Just for you.
Yes, but the calculation was there. I confirmed the work was correct. We did with the simple and the calculation. I was
So do you
180.
only care about paying yourself, or do you care about paying everybody?
You're asking me a question and I'm answering. So what is it?
If we want to do the calculations for everybody, let's do the calculations for everybody. Otherwise, this is just an estimate. That's all it is. But anyways, we can do 118 if you want to increase that to 118. But what about the $70 for the base pay?
Leave the $70 there.
So that's correct. Okay, and then what about the back pay? Right, how much do you get for final reimbursement? Know how much you got for final reimbursement? Does anyone have the final reimbursement?
70.5.
70.5.
Yes.
Where are you putting all these calculations that you are adding? On which is spreadsheet?
This is on the 165 degree and 45 degree final pay spreadsheet, which is in our notes, line 29. No,
Okay.
it's not line 20. It's line 26. Line
Hold your breath.
26.
Please stop and get ready.
And right now we're at
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Pause.
Line.
Together.
Okay.
1,
I
2,
see the
3.
bonus.
Exhale, relax.
yeah, and just to remind everybody, we calculated a total of like 25, 30 hours of client work over 2 months of client work output, and we're currently at a total of $4,713 of pay for the month, for the time. So anyways, let's continue to go through it. So Ate, other final benefits 0. So that's correct. So then we get to the back pay. How much for the back pay?
$500.
The back pay is 500. Okay. And then we have the additional back pay is currently 5,340. Is that still the same, or are you changing that?
Changing it how? I don't understand.
Are you still asking for the $5,340 of additional back pay?
No.
No.
For
Okay.
now,
So,
no.
no. Okay. 0. Okay. All right. So that comes up to $859.47 for 2 months. And you said you did like 4 hours of client work this month, and last month you maybe did 7 or something like that. So cool. Are we good? Does that sound correct?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So Joyce, what are you expecting for your base pay?
Base pay. Where is it? In the 45? Is it 45?
And also, it seems like for the last 2 months that for a Tay, in the range of like $4 to $5 an hour, $50 for client work. Okay, Joyce.
45 base pay. Base pay. Base pay, the
So-
one in the
so
calculation. What is in the calculation?
My calculation is $7 for the month because of how little client work happened. But you guys have your own calculation. So a Tay is calculating $105. Lucy's calculating $240.
Okay, that one in
Calculate my-
what is it? The upfront
I have
tax.
my own calculation, Jay.
Upfront calculations.
Do I have
Myself,
my
I'm
own?
confused. I'm confused when he said $105. I don't know where that's coming from.
1, 2,
Joyce says
Here,
$105. Tay, yours is 96. Joyce is 105.
Yeah, Joy is 105.
yeah, so 105.
Okay, and is that considered base or bonus, or what do you want to put it as?
What? I don't know. Base? I don't know. Bonus? What did you? Where did you put Ate and?
I put Tay's in red because it's just the amount of money we're talking about. It's just so ridiculous. Okay, so I would say for
And
me,
it's 40.
That's
You're
what-
saying ridiculous, and it's 40 instead of 96.
Just put I don't know.
You
So
put
I put
40 out of
$50,
96.
but if we want to do an additional $50, maybe I would put 25 and 75 or something like that. Does that sound correct? So it'd be $100.
Okay. Wait.
Or 25 and 80. $105.
Make the base 30, and then the bonus
30.75.
30.75. Yeah, like that. Then I don't know the base for 165.
And then how much did you get for your final reimbursement?
24.08. This is correct. 24.08.
34.08.
24.08.
Oh, 24.08. Okay.
Yeah, 24.
So how
And how
about
did
your
you
back?
get the? What's this 65 bonus, Jay? It's the same as the
That's
Upfront.
the estimate. Yes, the estimate. For the bonus
estimate.
is doubling the base pay.
How much is my overtime? I don't know.
Normally, the bonus is the base pay plus your leave. That's how the bonus is.
And also the overtime, right? The overtime.
No
the
bonus.
overtime is
No bonus.
is
Overtime is
2x.
bonus.
Overtime is bonus.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the whole point of the overtime is that's
Yeah,
why it's 2x.
160. So let's go. I don't
So
know how much.
So if you had leave amount for leave, you should add to this 68. That's exactly what Jay did to mine. Mine was 70 plus the paid leave of $50. That's what that
Okay,
was.
so
Right.
okay, so you add my leave there also. Add my
Okay,
leave
so let's
there.
go to
How much is?
165 real quick and see if we can get
Yeah.
the paid leave.
Yes. I don't know if I put it correctly also, the number of hours or what, I don't know. Did I put it correctly? 5, 10, 15,
You're gonna
20,
miss
25,
another break
30.
here. So brutal.
You said 30 hours per week. I think I did it. Okay.
Please stop, write down whatever you were about to say, and take a break for 6 minutes.
Are we gonna miss another break here? I really need to get going. All right, so let's see if we can find anything for Joyce. I don't see anything, but maybe we can add it in here.
Then I have 36.92x and 9.87 1.5x. Thirty-six.
I have 96.89.
What is that, Jay?
for your paid leave for
paid
one.
leave.
Right.
Okay.
So we'll say $97. That sound correct?
Yeah. How did you calculate it, Jay? Is it in the single payroll spreadsheet?
Yeah, base upfront calcs.
These upfront costs.
So are you okay with the 68.72?
68.72. What's that?
I guess it's
Bonus.
68.47 or whatever. 68.47 is the base pay.
Base pay.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, that's the calculations. Okay.
All right. So then, in terms of the back pay, what is your back pay? The 400 or the 150 or whatever?
Where is mine? It's here. Yeah, I was given 150, right? So I need to. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
So we're gonna leave it at 400.
Yeah,
Okay. And then what about the 5,242 of additional back pay?
I will not get it right now.
Okay. So that's $763.27. Does that sound correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And again, I think it's extremely high for the amount of client work. Do you know what client work you did?
Wait. Let us see. Where is the client? For 165, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where is the 165?
Well, no, for 45 and 165, both for 2 months. There's been a grand total of like less than 30 hours of client work that has been done. So the money that's coming to the team is like $100 or something like that. Yeah, the pay is $4,600. So the client's being asked to pay $4,600 when like only $100, $200 of client work happened. Anyways, while you're doing that, let's go to Gloria. So Gloria, what are your expectations? You're saying for the reimbursement, you want an additional $50. So we have the 90 whatever plus the 50. So I don't know, what is it? Was it 98 that you got plus the 50, something like that? So I mean, as far as your work goes, what's your expectation for base pay for 45? I mean, I have here
45 less.
very low, like $1. So I put $20 here for bonus and base pay. What do you want for base pay for the month of 45 days?
Let's check what I have. What I have is okay. I think I did 2 hours client work taxes.
Did you actually work on the taxes, or you just watched people do it?
Yeah, I worked on it. I didn't just watch. Joyce told us what to do, and we did it.
Okay. Do you care that we missed all the deadlines, though, anyways? Or does that not bother you?
Sure, I care. Why not?
Okay. Maybe somebody will actually step up to. Lucy's trying to help with taxes, which is nice. All right. So for you, Gloria, what do you want? $10, $10, 28, 28, 148, 150. Total is $374.06.
Jay, I didn't get what you just asked.
Okay, maybe you're looking at a different spreadsheet than me, but I'm on the 165.45 spreadsheet. So how much are you asking for base and bonus pay? How much money do you want? I put
Jay,
$20.
let me have what is there. What is there? I don't know what is there.
Currently, I
know what-
estimated $20. We could increase it to more if you wanted, but it's like the base at 165 is $28 times 2, which is $56 for 165. So I don't know.
The 45 is how much?
And the break. Time
Okay,
to
we're missing
start.
more breaks.
Please get focused on the session.
I really need to go. I know you guys don't care. I've been asking for maybe 45 minutes, telling you I need to go.
Yeah, me too. I need to go.
Like,
Sorry, we're
what's going on?
almost done. Sorry,
Let's
we'll
just
soon
finish with
go,
Joe
Jay, please.
with Gloria and go, Jay.
I'm
And
trying to,
then
but
go.
Gloria's not answering the questions. I don't know what to do.
She
Sorry,
said
okay,
you
come
can use
again.
what is
Come
there.
again. Come again.
$45. How much do you want? Jay estimated $20. I think he said $20. So
28.
28 for 165 and then 50. I heard 56 as well. I don't know.
for 45 is currently is $10. So he's saying he's estimating $20. Is it okay by you?
So in total, how much for 165 and 45 each?
No, let's focus on one.
It's
45. Finish with 45.
$76 for both of them.
70 for both of them. It's okay.
Okay. So just put it green then. All right. So then it's $148 for the final reimbursement plus $150 for the back pay. Is that all correct or what?
It's correct. 150. Yeah.
And then at one point you asked for additional back pay of $343. Do you still want that?
Additional back pay of 343.
Yeah.
Okay,
Do you still
Jay.
want to?
Huh? Yeah. Yeah. I
Yes,
want
on the $343. You're still asking for $343?
How much is there already
For what?
for the back pay?
I have no
Before
idea. No one's
before
chosen
you
the book or
ask
calculated all.
$150 of back pay. So when we were trying to
Okay,
Maybe it was
to
maybe it was related to your tokens or something. I don't know.
yeah,
Like we could look at the token payroll calculations and see if it's there, but
it's it.
that's what it is. So it's 343 tokens. So you're saying to basically you'd want to liquidate all your tokens.
okay, let me have 250.
So you're still asking for $250 of additional back pay. Okay.
Not additional in total. 250.
Okay,
So
then it's
Let's say
100
100
more.
additional. That's
plus an
one, two.
additional $100.
Yes, 100 additional. Yes.
100 more. Okay.
Perfect. All right. We are good. And that comes out to still pretty low. So yours is actually pretty low. You're at $3, $2 for per hour from relationship. But the time right now is for $8.50 per hour. All right. So
But then the formula J, the formula is only until H9. It's not until I9. So
what do you mean H9, I9? What are you talking about?
and the column K, the formula is B9 to H9. So the
Correct.
100 of Gloria is not included there.
It is not included. Yes. So the total amount of $4,725 does not
No, I mean,
back pay.
it should be I9, right? I9 up to I9. Okay, I will change it.
Well, no, we just don't want to include it because it's not part of the total request. It's additional back pay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I think we are done. So I need to get going. We made a little bit of more progress here on the 165.45. Again, what UMCUS is going to be voting on is the $4,725 of money that's requested for 2 months where less than 30 hours of client work has happened, right? So you guys understand, right? I mean, $4,725 is just a jaw-dropping amount of money.
Okay, Jay, I said I want only 500, so let me adjustment here.
You can adjust whatever you want, but yours is at 763. Anyways, I got to get going. We can continue
Okay, Jay.
tomorrow and next week. I'm sure we'll come to agreement eventually. We're making progress one step at a time. So good work. Oh, hey, Mamoon. I got to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mamoon is
Okay.
here. Okay.
Bye.
Joyce,
Yes, Lucy.
Joyce, can you show me where Mamun High?
What? What, Lucy?
Can you show me where this calculation is done,
Yeah,
please?
that's
For
what
for
I'm
for
asking.
this one 165 line, you see in our notes, right?
I
Our
know.
Line
notes
one.
is line 26.
I
Line
try. I don't
26.
see. Okay.
What tab, please?
Line
Like
26 of
which
our
tab? Which
notes.
tab?
What tab?
Tab of final payment.
Final.
Line
On
one. Line 126.
final
Line 26.
Okay, 26.
and final payment on where?
On all pay for 165 and 45. The tab.
Eh, Kindly share for me screen. I'm sorry, please.
There's
Okay.
no
Just a
all
minute.
pay here.
You see
Okay.
this one, this all pay. There's info, then options, then all pay for 165 and 45. You
Mm-hmm.
see that? So that's the
All
one where
pay.
you
Okay. All pay.
all pay.
Oh,
Yeah. That's the one
all
where you see.
Line
upfront
what,
pay.
please?
No, I don't know that one. What is that?
Line what?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one is putting our amounts. Oh,
All online.
Pass total
Online
for
26.
upfront pay.
yeah.
Okay.
Line 26. Line
Okay,
26.
Okay.
tab. All pay for
Thank
165
you.
and 45.
I was so lost actually the whole session.
Yeah, really, if money, really, there's friction whenever we
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about.
But Jay put the wrong figure. I told him I'm going to the what is calculated because